Good morning, fifth graders. Today we are continuing to work on our cereal box project, and we are going to be looking at your data that you should have gotten over the weekend and last Friday from your classmates. So you are going to first need to open your Google form that you created, and you have to go, it'll open up to your question. So then you have to go to your responses. So once you go to your responses, you will see different layouts of pie graph for your question. So right now we are looking at the would you rather form that I sent out earlier this month that you guys filled out for your bar graph activity. And if you hover over each part of the pie graph, you see that it tells you the number of people that responded to each choice. So you are going to have to take and write down those numbers on a piece of paper so that you can create your data set. So on my piece of paper, I'm going to write down that 22 people would rather go sledding and one person would rather build a snowman. 10 people would rather be a hero. 13 people would rather be a villain. And I'm going to write down all those numbers for each of my things. So that is how I'm going to get my data set. So some of your questions are a little bit different. So if you have questions on how to write down your data set today, make sure you come to the Google meeting today and I will help you sort out your data. Once you have your data, you're gonna create and you're gonna go back into this Google slideshow that I sent you and should be attached to your final project assignment under assessment, and you're gonna go back here. This should be filled out with your statistical question. If you have not typed it in here yet, make sure you do so. And I should have approved it before you sent out your Google form. So now you're going to type out your data set. So let's say you had 23, you had 2, you had 1, you had 36, and you're going to keep typing out your numbers for your data set. For your frequency, it's going to look a little bit differently. So for frequency, I would write building a snowman. So I'm just going to write snowman. And sledding. And then I can choose to put space in between if I want. And then I might either draw tally marks using the line tool if I have a small enough data set that I can do that. So I have 1 snowman and 22 sledding. So I might not want to do a tally chart just because I would have to do out 22 lines then for my tally chart. So for my snowman, I might just want to, for my chart, I might just want to write out my numbers. So I have 1, 2, 22. So that's my frequency chart. And I would write down all my options and then all the frequencies that it showed up. So you can do a tally chart by drawing lines, or you can just type in your numbers. For your line graph or your line plot, you are going to have to draw out the X's or the pictures that you're going to use. So your first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to draw in some text boxes so that you either put your words on below your number line or numbers depending on what type of data set you had. So for mine, I would write sledding, and then I'm going to write another text box for snowman. Now I have my two headings below my line plot. Now I need to create X's. So there's two different ways that you can do this. You can draw another text box above, and then I would center your text, and you can draw out and you can type out your X's. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I would double count those just to make sure. And then I might have to do a double column. So those are not going to fit. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there should be 11 right here. So I'm going to cut those. And I can either paste them and they'll come up in another text box. And then I'll have two text box. I can find that one. I'm just going to draw another text box, and I'm going to paste my X's in. So now I have two text boxes that have 11 X's in them. So I have 22 snowmen or sledding. So then I would work on, I probably won't work this hard on lining it up on this slide just because this slide is just kind of your go-to slide, but you can also take this information from your slide and copy and paste it into your final project. Because remember, this information has to go at the top of your box. So you need to have your frequency chart and your line plot at the top of your box. And then for snowmen, I would need 1x. So I'm going to center my text box and put my 1x for snowmen. So that is a line plot. It is putting plots above a line to show your frequency. So really it's just two different types of frequency charts that are your assignment for today. Then you might as well get started on your mean, median, mode, and range. Because remember, those have to go on the sides of your box. So on the right side of the box, you need to describe how to find your mean and what it is, and describe how you found your mode and write it out. So that means the description has to be in sentence form. So you have to tell me what you did to find your mean. So you're going to write a step by step. So make sure you have your capitalization, your punctuation in your sentences, and that it is a complete sentence when you are describing how to find your median, your mean and median on the right side of your box. And then on the left side of your box, you need to make sure to describe how you found your mode and what your mode is, and describe how to find your range and what your range is. Make sure you also have your data ordered from least to greatest on your left side. And your right side also needs your data ordered from least to greatest. So that's what's going to go on your left side and your right side of your box. So really today you can work on the left side and the right side and the top of your box and get those done. And finish up anything you have left to do on the front of your box, because tomorrow we'll be worrying about the back of your box, and I'll be showing you different ways to create bar graphs and line graphs that you can put on the front and the back of your box, or on the back of your box. So today your main goal is to get your data looked over by going through your Google form. You're gonna work on your frequency chart and your line graph and find your mean, median, mode, and range. If you have time, you can start typing this stuff in on your box. But you will also have Thursday to work on doing the finishing touches of getting your box put together. So if you have any questions, make sure you jump on today's Google Meets, so that you can get your questions answered.